But I'm here to talk to you today about, I guess, my next invention and company. 5 years ago, we began on a mission to improve logistics and safety for companies who have field workforces, right? So we built, and I'll show you today a little bit of a demo. We built a codeless drag and drop software program to build an app, distribute that on iOS and Android, and then view the data. We view it as like Wix for managing distributed workforces. Wix or Square, where you can build your own website without having to code. You can build your own apps without having to code. In being a platform like this, we have been able to leverage a bunch of subject matter experts on safety. Avetta has helped shape the product offering for companies that are looking to become safer. Those experts include all of our customers, from Starbucks to REI to Nordstrom and Avetta, and they help innovate in safety and telecom and HVAC installation and field workforces in insurance. There are a lot of ways that you can use the software to develop your own application. So there are really three parts. On the left, there's the studio, where you can build your own app. It's very quick. I'll show you a quick demo just so you get the feel of it. Drag and drop software that codes an app, a very sophisticated workflow, without actually having to write a line of code. That then, when you finish building this drag and drop flow, you can distribute it to a mobile app in minutes. So your customization is basically a framework and workflow built inside of an app that's already been approved and is kept up to date. And then there's the Operations Center. Again, drag and drop tools where you can build a dashboard to look at the data that you want to look at. You can build multiple dashboards and share one with the accounting team and one with the service team and one with the executive team. And I'll show you again a little bit of how that works so you get the feel for it. These are all tools that transition workforces from paperwork to digital, right? So a lot of companies have these forms out there, paperwork, checklists, inspections, safety stuff, and that can be transformed into a workflow, usually in an hour. We're happy to help develop those or develop those. We've built a lot of free apps, right? If it's a pretty simple thing, we'll just take your paperwork, send us your paperwork, and we'll digitize your app for you, and then let you take a test drive. I'll get into some of the use cases after I show you a quick demo, but just I want to point you out to a few things here. Using smartphones, Modifi helped Nordstrom with their whole logistics operation in distribution centers. The app was super simple on the front end, just 2 buttons. But what we did in the back end was associate the button clicking, the user inputs, with sensor data, and we were able to completely automate the pattern recognition of when trucks were coming and going, which helped them analyze without much effort from the field what's going on and how to make it better. So I'm going to take you to a quick view of the dashboard. This is what you see when you log in. I'm going to, let's see, I've got a dashboard loaded here. I'm going to show you Studio, how to build an app. So I'm logging into an automotive logistics app, and I'm going to just show you a smart time card app that I built this morning for this discussion. So this is job hour tracking. Really simple. There are lots of apps out there that help you just keep track of hours, but this one is yours, right? And you can make it to do what you want to do. And so you can use it for simple accounting functions, or you can use it to really help map what's going on in the field, where are my problems, and I'll show you how to do that. So I've built 4 screens here. I like to look at it like this, a little cleaner. 4 screens. The job hour tracking, report a problem and indicate its severity and add some photos, videos, or comments, right? Build a work order. So if you get to a site and something needs to be fixed, you can build a work order and then assign it to an inspector, a technician, whomever, right? A subcontractor. And a closeout where you might make some more comments and sign your name if required, or client name if not, right? To get rid of the client's signature, if that's not applicable, you just do that, for example. So now that I've built 4 steps, I want to link this together. And it's as simple as going from screen 1, and I'll show you why I'm doing this in a second, to screen 2, to the end, right? So this is really a 2-screen app here that has fully been coded. So screen 1 automatically points to screen 2 in the end without having to code. But remember that I had 2 buttons on the first screen: report a problem and build a work order, right? So now I'm connecting those 2 buttons on the front screen with 2 other things that might come up while that person is at work, and they need to keep track of that. So it keeps the app simple at the front end, right? If there's not a problem, they don't have to go to that screen or press that button, and smart and interactive as well, right? So let me show you a couple of other things now that you've become acquainted with the, how to build it. This is what we do that's really quite interesting, right? So I'm going to add a couple of these tools from the left-hand menu and a couple of sensors. I'm going to start out with the sensors. So I want to know where the person is all of the time, right? While between start work and end work, right? I also want to know the location of the problems and the locations of the work orders. So I just add the GPS icon there. If I wanted to get deeper and really start analyzing the movements of a truck, for example, or the patterns of a forklift, I would add an accelerometer to this app and a gyroscope, right? If somebody is walking or climbing up a tower and you're concerned with their altitude, you can put the barometer, which is an altimeter analog, up here as well. And now we can actually monitor within a pretty good degree of accuracy, about 3 meters. You can tell the altitude of a person off the ground based on the barometric pressure, which is already built into your smartphone. I want to know, where people start work and end work. Okay, so now I've got it all loaded up with sensors, appropriate sensors. And when I look at the dashboard that I've created, now I know where and when these things happen. Okay, so let me just refresh because I've been off this page for a minute. Okay, so now I have dots on a map, and those are the buttons, right? So one button is a drop off of a vehicle, one button is get gas, right? And so this is a vehicle application. So the buttons that they made were relevant to those things, right? And so when you put a button here that's called problem, you'll see those buttons called problems lit up there. And if you color this problem button, let's say blue, then automatically the blue dots will show up on this map within minutes. Likewise, you can build graphs and charts that are custom to you. So this is how many activities occurred at given times. I'm going to go ahead and add a widget, and it's going to be a stacked bar. I'm going to drag that in. I got to refresh. The Zoom sometimes messes with the flow of building an app. So I drag that in, and now it just asks me what kind of data. Who are we looking at, right? Is it the entire organization, or is it the technician group, or the forklift group? I'm going to say entire organization, and I'm going to go and just select a couple of things to look at. This is the list that you just populated by building buttons, by the way. And I'll hit apply. And now I'm looking at a graph, and it's showing me basically on a percentage basis, where am I spending my time? This is a different graph. You can go up here and load all sorts of widgets down. There are raw sensor widgets. There are calculation widgets. Summing widgets. I'll take schedules because you might want to know where and when things are happening. So again, entire organization. I'm going to say I want all apps. I want from start work to end work. Actually, I'm not going to look at that because I just built that today and there's going to be no data in there. I'm going to start with pick up a vehicle and pardon me, pick up a vehicle and drop off a vehicle. Hit save, hit apply. And now I've got a totally new data set to look at that tells me where and when things are happening by different people. So it's a really powerful drag and drop tool that gives you raw sensor data, and you can zoom in and see how fast people were going, for example. You can look at light levels and see how light it is in an area if you're testing lighting for indoors or outdoor locations. Sound levels, if you have a piece of machinery that is louder than normal, you can detect that just with the sensors on the smartphone. And so by building your own app and solving your own problems, we can do very sophisticated things that help analyze a situation and help you perform whatever it is you need to do better. Last slide here, technology overview. It's built on AWS, interfaces with the app stores and other cloud operations, logins and whatnot. So we've integrated with lots of different other products and companies. And really, it's all about